Hare Krishna. So this week we're going to read Kamsa sends Akrura for Krishna, which is chapter 36. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Rakshamam. Krishna, 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 Pahimam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam. Yes, so we just started this chapter off, and it's begun with the introduction of a demon named Aristasura, who's come to terrorize the village of Vrindavan. We just described how tall and ferocious he is, how he's so large, and he was roaring very loudly. So he's entered the scene of Vrindavan, and now we're going to read how Krishna deals with this terrible demon. So Jai Prakash Prabhu, if you'd like to start us off, then we can have other readers after.
The situation became very terrible, and all the inhabitants of Vrindavan began to cry, Krishna, Krishna, please save us. Krishna saw that the cows were running away, and he immediately replied, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. He then appeared before Aristasura and said, you lowest of living entities, why are you frightening the inhabitants of Gokula? What will you gain by this action? If you have come to challenge my authority, then I'm prepared to fight you. In this way, Krishna challenged the demon. And the demon became very angry and by the words of Krishna. Krishna stood before the bull, resting his hand on the shoulder of a friend. The bull proceeded towards Krishna in anger, kicking the earth with his hooves. Aristasura lifted his tail, and it appeared that clouds were hovering about the tail. His eyes were reddish and moving in anger. Pointing his horn at Krishna, he charged him just like the thunderbolt of Indra. But Krishna immediately caught his horns and tossed him away, just as a gigantic elephant repels a small inimicable elephant. Although the demon was perspiring and appeared very tired, he took courage and got up. Again he charged Krishna with great force and anger. While rushing towards Krishna, he breathed very heavily. Krishna again caught his horns and immediately threw him to the ground. Breaking his horns, Krishna then began to kick his body, just as one squeezes a wet cloth on the ground. Being thus kicked by Krishna, Aristasura rolled over and began to move his legs violently, bleeding from the mouth and passing stool and urine. His eyes were starting from their shockers. He passed to the kingdom of death.
Yes, so we got off to a very gory start this evening, isn't it? So it's quite a gruesome description of how Krishna is slaying this demon. Yeah. Did anything stand out for you when you were reading, everyone? Hare Krishna, Madhvi Mataji. Welcome. We're reading the chapter called Kamsa Sends for Akrura. Kamsa sends Akrura for Krishna. Yes? So, devotees, if you could share some thoughts on this paragraph, which we just started with.
Just Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
This demon is angry, and I mean, it's. I can't understand that the demon doesn't know that his death is within seconds away from contact with Krishna, because the way, where it says that he was angry and he charged with Krishna with great force and anger.
Mm.
I mean, it's like you're running into a brick wall.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So that's what came to my mind, that okay, he was lucky that he got liberated by Krishna killing him,
Mm.
but he was still blinded by the fact that his death was seconds away, within the minute Krishna would touch him.
Yeah, that is amazing, actually, isn't it? Yeah, how is it that all these demons, they don't know they're like dealing with the Supreme Lord? Hmm? Like one after another, they're all getting thrashed by Krishna. Yeah, and Krishna leaves without a scratch every time. And it's not like it's unknown, one demon after the next. The demigods come and shower flowers, and it's like worldwide news when Krishna kills a demon. Yeah. And then still, like, more and more are coming. They think they can do better than the rest, isn't it? So of course this is the power of Mahamaya, isn't it? That she bewilders these demons so that they can't recognize they're challenging God, they're challenging Krishna. And they don't, at the same time, they're also proud. They think, I'm better than the previous demons. If they couldn't do it, I can. Yeah, it's no secret that there were other demons defeated by Krishna. So how is it possible that they can still go ahead and challenge Krishna? Hare Krishna, Sakyaras Prabhu. We're reading the chapter called Kamsa Sends a Krura for Krishna. Yeah, just on the third paragraph, just getting into it. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this? In this paragraph? One thing that occurred to me was how there's such a contrast between Aristasura and how he's coming to challenge Krishna, and then how Krishna is responding to his challenges. So here it said how it's really difficult to even depict it, because on one hand you've got Aristasura, who's like, he's charging at Krishna like the thunderbolt of Indra, such like with heavy and strong force. And then on the other hand, you've got how Krishna just picks up Aristasura like a wet rag. How do you put those things together? They're so opposite, right? The power of a thunderbolt is coming, and then on the other hand, Krishna's picking him up like a wet rag. And Krishna is really tiny compared to the size of this demon who's touching the clouds. His back is touching the clouds. So it's unimaginable. Sakyaras Prabhu, have you found where we are? Would you like to add anything? Yeah? I can't see your screen so well. Yeah. That's right. You're on mute though.
I
Hare
see.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I don't
Yeah.
know where you are. I don't know where I am.
You're in the right place. Krishna Gatha. So we'll continue reading on. We're starting the next paragraph, which is the demigods in the celestial planet showered flowers on Krishna. Yes? This is it's just the fourth paragraph in now to this chapter. So Jai Prakash Prabhu, would you like to continue?
Yeah. The demigods in the celestial planet showered flowers on Krishna for his wonderful achievement. Krishna was already the life and soul of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, and after killing the demon in the shape of a bull, he became the cynosure of all lives. With Balram, he triumphantly entered Vrindavan village, and the inhabitants glorified him and Balram with great jubilation. When a person performs such wonderful feat, his kinsmen and relatives and friends naturally become jubilant. Shall I continue?
Yes, Prabhu.
It was after the incident that the great sage Narad disclosed to Kamsa the secret of Krishna. Narad Muni is generally known as a Devdarsana, which means that he can be seen only by demigods or persons on the same level with the demigods. But Narad visited Kamsa and was not at all on the level of the demigods and allowed Kamsa to see him. Of course, Kamsa also saw Krishna. What to speak of Narad? But unless one sees the Lord or his devotees with purified eyes, one cannot derive the actual benefit, of course. Anyone who associates with a pure devotee derives imperceptible benefit, which is called Ajnata Sukriti. One cannot understand how he is making progress, yet he makes progress by seeing the devotee of the Lord. Narad Muni's mission was to finish things quickly. Krishna appeared in order to kill the demons, and Kamsa was the chief among them. Narad wanted to expedite things. Therefore, he immediately approached Kamsa with all the real information. You are to be killed by the eighth son of Vasudeva, Narada told Kamsa. The eighth son is Krishna. You were misled by Vasudeva into believing that the eighth issue of Vasudeva was a daughter. Actually, the daughter was born to Yashoda, the wife of Nanda Maharaj, and Vasudeva exchanged his son for the daughter. So you were misled. Krishna is the son of Vasudeva, as is Balram. Being afraid of your atrocious nature, Vasudeva has tactfully hidden them in Vrindavan, out of your sight. Narad further informed Kamsa, Krishna and Balram have been living incognito in the care of Nanda Maharaj. All the asuras, your companions who were sent to Vrindavan to kill different children, were killed by Krishna and Balram.
Right, so the topic is changing here now to the arrival of Narada Muni. Okay. This is the beginning of the pastime, which is the title of the chapter. Yes. Madhvi Mataji or Satyanarayan Prabhu, would you like to comment anything?
Krishna. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
Krishna.
We just back into the reading of that. Not too much, but yeah, Narad Muni, because Kamsa thought that all the children were killed in Vrindavan and he was free now. No one can kill him. But then suddenly he's getting the message from Narad Muni that Krishna and Balaram. There's not one person, but there are two sons, Krishna and Balaram, alive in Vrindavan, and they are the one who are killing your demons. You are sending to them. The fear in Kamsa is coming up now. What to do next? Trying to plan the next step. Very interesting.
Yeah, so there's actually two children of Vasudev that
Yeah.
comes has to face. He might have only thought there was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Sakya Prabhu, is something you could share?
Well, one thing is see things from Kamsa's point of view. He's a good guy. He's the good guy, and Krishna's the bad guy, as far as he's concerned, because demoniac will always project their own mentality onto others. This is a common fault with the mode of ignorance, is that we always project our fault onto others. Therefore, we find other people have got the fault. And then we become fault finders, and which is basically a demoniac mentality. So Kamsa, if you put yourself in his position, he's going to get murdered by his nephew. He has every right to protect himself. If you look at it from his point of view, what do you think? He's, as far as he's concerned, he's demoniac. The Hitlers, the Mussolinis, the Saddam Husseins, the Winston Churchills, those who are bombastic and demoniac, narcissistic, megalomaniacs. They'll always put themselves as the good person, and the good guy is the bad guy. So
It's interesting you've given us some modern day examples of, like corrupt leaders.
yeah,
This day and age, it's hard to tell who's genuine and who's not because they're all putting up the same front.
Yeah, well, we're always biased to ourselves, So from Kamsa's point of view, he's heard that omen that the eighth son of this, your sister's going to kill you. I mean, if you look at it in terms of in life, just not a book, not the book, reality. If someone said to you on your wedding day, you drive in the car, you go, your wife is in the back of the seat, you're in the back seat, and then you switch the radio on, someone switches the radio and says, Sachinandan, the eighth son. It's like, think about it. Think about it. Our problem is we don't really think very much. We don't think very much. We kind of follow, but we don't really look at it from both. See, I was very lucky that I was involved with a production once called Ram Rai, and it was a 16th century play, Natak, and it was written by a poet called Bhava Bhuti. And I was asked to do all the musical arrangement for the whole production. So I got to see it every night, and it was the Ramayana, but it was seen from Ravan's point of view. Instead of Ram being the hero, Ravan was the hero. And it was very interesting. It was the same story, but it had a slightly different understanding to it. And of course, Ram was the ultimate hero, but still, it was good to see things from both sides. So Kamsa doesn't think he sent asuras. He doesn't see them as asuras. They're his friends, and he sent his allies to Vrindavan to put out the fire. There's a fire going on there in the form of Krishna. And Krishna appeared in the characteristic of a human being, in the form of a human being, and as a perfect, he looked like a human being. So I'm just throwing it out there to you all to think about it for a minute. Just imagine, on your wedding day, Smita's there, and then suddenly, you're driving your brother, Nayan, you're driving Nayan and his wife on his wedding day. You're driving them in the car and suddenly you hear a message, Smita, the 8th son of your sister-in-law will kill you. Well, what are you going to do, Smita?
I don't know, but he's my brother, so I would love him. I love you. A sister always loves a brother unconditionally.
Not
I
cancer.
don't know what I would do. I wouldn't kill him.
I think we'd better go to the police about this, Nayan. So, because I'm just looking here that Krishna, that Kamsa, Narad informed Kamsa, and Narad, it doesn't look very good on him. What kind of a person he is very controversial. That but Narad the Tattvadarshi, he can see the beginning, the end. He's Trikalagya, he can see the whole picture. So from his point of view, he's doing the right thing, telling Kamsa. And all your companions, he said, he didn't say all the asuras, to Kamsa. Hey, all the demons that you sent, you being the biggest one. No, he said all your companions were killed by Krishna in Vrindavan. And they were just mystic yogis, Agasura, Trinavarta, all these Dhenuka. They were mystic yogis. They had the power to change their form, like Putana. Putana could change her form into a very beautiful young lady. She was a hideous pisacha. These pisachas are famous not for just killing children, but they also drink their blood. They're like vampires. So she could change her form. She was a mystic yogini as well. So, from Kamsa's point of view, he had all these friends who were, like mystic yogis, and he sent them to put out the problem, to get rid of the problem that he's going to be killed by his sister's 8 sons. As far as he's concerned, he's a good guy. Hello, I'm a good guy. My sister's son's gonna kill me, for God's sake. Nayan, what's going on, Nayan? In the car there. We are very biased on one side, but when we look at it both sides, think about it, it's a serious problem. But we don't think about that side at all. Does anyone ever think about that? No.
This reminds me of, like in gangster movies and things like that, they always depict the bad guys as being the good guys. And then you think, oh, the cops got them. That was so sad. It's like it's a common theme in some of these genres in modern day movies. They're actually really bad guys. They're going around shooting and killing people on the basis of, I'm trying to maintain my family. I'm trying to, provide, drugs or whatever they do for people.
Krishna killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hey, hang on a minute. Krishna, he took out a lot of people. So, they're all killing each other here. I mean, there's a lot. They should have called it the killing book. The Krishna, change it to the killing book. So, I'm just, we all know the position of Krishna. Ajopi son of Vyayatma, he's Avyayatma. His body is Avyayatma. Avyayam means inexhaustible, and Atma means the self. His body is completely spiritual. Asnaviram, no veins. Apapavidham, it's completely prophylactic, and Shudham. Krishna's position is Purusha, the enjoyer, and his position is unique amongst all living entities. That's the fact. But at the same time, looking at as a story, it's interesting if you made a movie, say, of Krishna, right? And then we just left the part out that Krishna happens to be the Supreme Personality of God. We just leave that part out. We just leave that sort of line out, and we just I mean, Krishna's a bad guy. Krishna's the bad guy here. He can be the baddie. Luckily, he's the absolute truth. So everything's resolved in him. But, that's what I'm doing. I like to sort of twist things around so we can see things from a bigger picture. What do you think? Well, I'm not very comfortable with that. Well, I don't feel comfortable with that idea. No, it's seeing things from the broader picture.
Yeah. Actually, this paragraph, I remember when I read Krishna book once before, just talking about reading things from different perspectives. I was really shocked that Narad Muni came and like gave away the secret, When I first read it, I was like, but like Krishna's doing so well, he's finishing off all these demons, he's just going to come next to kill Kamsa and Mathura. And now like Narad Muni's come and blown the cover, He's just gone and said Krishna's the Supreme Lord, he's the one that you need to go after. And I was like, oh, why did Narad Muni have to say that? But if you miss that line, that he's doing this because he just wants to speed up the pastime. He just wants Kamsa to be finished off.
Well, as soon as the Kamsa, as soon as he found out, hang on, this Krishna, he's the one that's doing all this stuff. I know what to do. Let's invite him. Let's make a special invitation then. Let's get him to come to the wrestling match. Of course, now Kamsa, what Narad is doing is actually speeding up Kamsa's death, but in a disguised form of giving information. But now by giving the information, Kamsa's speeding up his death is going to come very quickly from that information. He's very clever.
Yeah.
Sachinandan Prabhu?
Hare
Can I just ask a question, please?
Yeah, sure.
I know we read this, but so the girl that was born, is she Durga? Because they're doing this Navratri for is it got some connection to the Navratri or not?
You're right. Yeah. So at the beginning of the pastime, it's mentioned that after Bhumi came to plead the Supreme Lord to save her from the attacks of demons, then Krishna employed Durga Devi to come as his sister in this pastime, and then she took birth as Yogamaya, as Subhadra Devi.
Oh, Subhadra Devi.
That's right. Subhadra is the sister of Krishna. She is Yogamaya or Mahamaya, same person.
Thank you.
Yeah, Subhadra's Yogamaya for Dwarka Lila.
Thank you.
On this topic, actually, Prabhu Mataji, maybe you know, Madhvi Mataji, do you know, like, where is Subhadra during the Vrindavan pastimes? Because from what I read, Subhadra goes to the Vindhyachala hills, or that form of Durga which Kamsa sees at the beginning. That's where she goes. But I don't know if you've heard anything else or anything more on that.
I think that's right. I mean, Durga and Subhadra are the same. They're the same, except Durga is just a Chaya Shakti of Lakshmi, which is Subhadra is a form of expansion of Lakshmi. So Durga is also Subhadra, but she's the Chaya form. So the Chaya, the shadow form of Lakshmi. So there's a very close relationship between them. But I'm not expert in understanding Subhadra and Durga. I know they're very closely related.
Yeah, thanks, Prabhu. Yeah, I tried to research it, but it's not very easy to find out. I found from my own efforts.
Yeah, and the mode of worship of Durga is fine. We have Durga here. We have a little shrine in the corner over there with it's our Bankabihari, Giriraj, and we've got Shiv Parivar over there with Durga. And the mode of worship of Durga in general is Praviti Margi. Praviti Margi people, they worship in Durga for material benefits and for happiness in this world, which is a trap. To become happy in this world is a big trap. So better be unhappy in this world. And then you're ready to go back to Godhead. But you can worship Durga also, as the gopis worshipped Goddess Durga. Rukmini worshipped Goddess Durga just before she got married, or before Krishna kidnapped her. Worship in Durga is not a bad thing. It depends on the mode of the worship. Dhruva Maharaj, he got the blessing of Kuvera to get devotion for Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu. So Kuvera also is very materialistic, but he gave the blessing to Dhruva. So it's just a mode of worship we have to look at.
Thanks, Prabhu. I hope that answers your question, Smita Mataji.
It does in a way, but I was just wondering, is it connected to the 9 days of Navratri when people go for the something was said that she was people will worship her. I don't know, when she was taken away. I'll have to go back and read it. It's fine. But I just wanted to know whether it's connected to Navratri. That's all.
I don't think it's connected. It's more connected with Ram Leela. Because the
Okay.
10th day is Dashera.
Yeah.
So you have the 9 nights, and then the 10th day is called Dashera.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Madhvi Mataji or Sakiras Prabhu, do you know that? Do you know the connection between the two? I don't know.
All
exactly.
I know, all I do know is that everything is connected. That's for sure. For sure, everything is connected, and all the demigods, they're to be respected, and they can be prayed to also. We can pray to Lord Shiva and Durga. I mean, this is an opportunity now to pray to Durga for devotion to Lord Krishna. And Durga and Shiva, they're always involved in Krishna's Leela, in Lord Chaitanya's Leela, in Ram's Leela. They're always involved in all the different Leelas. I mean, look at Lord Krishna. In the second part of the Krishna book, Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna have a big fight. You know, that's really getting involved. They were really involved in a huge fight. And it said the Falshruti at the end of that story is that anyone who hears of the fight between Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna and the how the Narayan Jwara defeated the Shiva Jwara weapon, will never be defeated in their life, even though they may be surrounded by failure and defeat and sadness. Ultimately, they will it will all turn out a happy ever after ending. How does that sound? Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Happy ever after. Amen. So that's the story of Banasura.
Right.
That's later. Usha, Aniruddha, the whole, I love this part of Krishna Lila, the chivalrous, the Veera, and all the adventure, and it's fantastic. Taking Arjuna to see the Mahavishnu. Wow. Smita, would you like to come and see the Mahavishnu with us this evening? Let's go. Garuda, come on, let's go. Mahavishnu.
Jai.
That'll get you out of bed. That'll get you out of the house. That's the whole idea anyway. Krishna book is a huge adventure.
Sounds awesome. Looking forward to that part.
Oh yeah, all the fantastic stories. I was lucky I got Jadurani, the Shamarani, the artist. Well, I was in America back in 1989, and they'd asked me if I could drive down from Atlanta to Florida to Miami and pick Jadurani up with all her paintings. So she was doing an exhibition called Siva, which sounded like Shiva, C-I-V-A, the Cultural Institute for Vedic Arts. And she had all her paintings on display at a museum or some hall there. So we put all the paintings in, and I drove all the way back with all her paintings. Now, I could have run away with them, I could be a very rich man now. I was there driving away, I thought, hang on a minute, I could get really rich overnight here. Anyway, we got back to the temple and we put all the paintings up, and because I was selling art so much with these paintings that devotees used to sell, so I was given the job of putting all the paintings up on the temple. And then Jadurani, she said she used to call me the cowherd boy because my name is Sakiras. No, cowherd boy, she said. I want to do a new magazine about Shalva. I want to do like a comic strip magazine of Shalva, Krishna and fighting with Shalva. So she said, will you be my model for me? I said, model? Me? But it was 1989. So I was a bit more in shape in those days. So I modeled, and if you ever see that comic strip Jadurani did, all the form, with Kamsa as well. Oh, I was also Kamsa, that's right. So all the ones where I'm attacking with a club, and I'm being hit back, and all those sort of forms you see, actually that's modeled on me at the time. So that's how I got into the Krishna Lila. Through the back door there, with Jadurani's comic strip.
It's a great story.
Yeah, it is. It is nice. It's nice. I used to have the pictures. She gave me all the photographs of it as well, but I don't know what happened to them. Lost them somewhere.
I would have asked you to share them next week.
Oh no, Unfortunately.
Well, let's go on with the next paragraph. Thanks, Prabhu. Jai Prakash Prabhu, would you continue, please?
Yeah. As soon as Kamsa got this information from Narad Muni, he took out his sharp sword and prepared to kill Vasudeva for his duplicity. But Narada pacified him. You are not to be killed by Vasudeva, he said. Why are you so anxious to kill him? Better try to kill Krishna and Balram. But in order to satisfy his wrath, Kamsa arrested Vasudeva and his wife and shackled them in iron chains. Acting on the new information, Kamsa immediately called for the Kasi demon and asked him to go to Vrindavan immediately to kill Balram and Krishna. In actuality, Kamsa asked Kasi to go to Vrindavan to be killed by Krishna and Balram and thus get salvation. Then Kamsa called for his expert elephant trainers as well as for the wrestlers Chanura, Mustika, Sala, Tosala, etc. And he told them, my dear friends, try to hear me attentively. At Nand Maharaj's place in Vrindavan, there are two brothers, Krishna and Balram. They are actually two sons of Vasudeva. As you know, I have been destined to be killed by Krishna. There is a prophecy to this effect. Now I'm requesting you to arrange for a wrestling match. People from different parts of the country will come to see the festival. I will arrange to get these two boys here, and you will try to kill them in the wrestling arena.
Thank you, Raj Prabhu. Would you like to share something? Madhvi Mataji also?
Yeah, like I said, all Kamsa's trying to do is protect himself from Krishna. He is very worried. And we know also, I don't know if it's appeared yet, but Kamsa was getting bad omens. Have you read about the bad omens yet that Kamsa was getting? Or are they to come?
No, we haven't read of
Okay.
those.
So the bad omens are coming. So he's just trying to protect himself. I'm just going to take a phone call. Carry on.
Okay, Prabhu. Madhvi Mataji or Satyanarayana Prabhu, would you like to share something? You're on mute now, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah,
Hare
because Kamsa tried to protect himself, but he wanted to protect himself in a way. He wanted to kill Krishna and Balram, but he didn't want it to take the blame on him that he killed them. So he's trying to play a game. If we would have invited them straight away, they might not have come, or he might be killed if he goes. So this is a sort of sometimes in our material life as well, if you want to kill somebody or if we want to offend somebody or make something, we try to do third party.
Yeah.
So he thinks that by doing wrestling game match for everybody, they will come to watch that, and they would be thinking they're coming for watching that, and in that game they could kill. He would be easily be able to kill. So don't think he understood Krishna's power, though being a great devotee of Shiva and had all these mystic powers.
Yeah, that is interesting, Mataji, how he didn't directly go after Krishna. He tried to get all his thugs to do the dirty work, to keep himself clean and prestigious. But actually, he's kind of behind all of these demons coming along to Vrindavan. Interesting point.
Even asking Casey demon, And he's thinking I'm giving him salvation. Good for him. So why wouldn't you think I should get a salvation myself? So rather than going through all these problems, it might be good. So sometimes it's so confusing. Did he understood Krishna is a supreme personality, or he thinks that he has got all the power, so no one can defeat him? I think.
Yeah, and what would Keshi's mindset be if he thinks, yeah, I can still defeat Krishna?
Yeah.
It's a great point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he gets the demons to do all the dirty work, so he looks good. But Krishna doesn't do that. Krishna's just, he takes everyone out himself. So, and he doesn't care what the reputation is. You know, he knows, of course. Yeah, that's a good, really good. Well done, Madhavi.
Thank you, Zakira.
Brilliant.
How are you? We met after a long time. Haven't heard from you.
Yeah. We remember you from the Wimbledon, our Wimbledon days.
Wimbledon days, yeah.
To your home and doing the book distribution.
I'm not in Wimbledon now.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, that was the days, yeah. Yeah. Those days, yeah. Was good.
No, I know you're not in Wimbledon. You're directly speaking to us from Vaikunta now. I know that.
No, I'm not qualified anything near. Hope. I don't know how many lives.
No,
What life?
you're zooming into us from Vaikunta. I know that.
God, we are going out of track. Sorry, such a problem. If we carry on, we are going to go out of the track from this. So we rather carry on. First. We have been always like that. So, sorry.
No, don't need to apologize, Mataji. Nobody looks disappointed here.
It's a very nice point anyway. It's a great point.
Good friends and good. We had good times. So it's there.
Yeah. So you see, demoniac people always want to look good. They always want to look like, you know, I never make a sin. I've got a halo I've got a halo in different colors around my head. I got a rainbow, multicolored halo. I'm so nice. I never fall down. I never make the sins. So this is the hypocrite. But so Kamsa's a huge hypocrite. You see, this is the demonic. But the devotee is honest. He will say, "Yes, I fall down. I fell down. I'm sinful." And a devotee will be honest. A demon will always be hypocritical and make out that they're, you know, either perfect, more perfect, or most perfect. It's either one of those three. But never be honest and say, look, reality is I'm just a schmuck. You know, I'm a schmuck. I'm simple, I'm a rascal, I'm no good. So, but Krishna doesn't do that. That's a nice point you've made. Laudable, very laudable point. But I've just had a phone call and I have to go to pick up my wife. I'm sorry. So I'm going to have to just go now, and because she's waiting there. So, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Nice having you.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much.
Hare Krishna. Look, we got another Shamarani here. Look, Shamarani. So I was talking about Shamarani, and now we've got the other Shamarani here. So, but her real name is Jadurani. They've just given the name Shamarani as a nickname to her. But that's a long story. But you're in Harrow now, no?
Me?
Madhavi.
Oh, no, in Collindale.
You're in Collindale, that's
Yeah.
right.
Edgeware.
Yeah.
Edgeware, Collindale, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you was in not in Wimbledon, Croydon. Is it Croydon? No.
No, the Beckenham. We were in Beckenham.
Bromley.
When you
Beckenham.
came last
Yeah,
when you came and you had those
Yeah,
dramas.
that's right. Anyway, take care. I have to
Thank
go.
you.
And
Yeah,
thank
we'll
you
catch
very
up
much.
another time. Yeah. Need
Hare
to
Hope to
go.
see you again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. God bless you all.
Thank you.
And above all, God bless Krishna.
Right.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. No, things are not the same without Sakyaras Prabhu.
Amazing.
See what you guys have had to put up with me for this whole year.
No, Prabhu, you're so good too.
Yeah, I second that.
Mm. That's why we're still here, Prabhu.
Well,
You
what
are
else are you
amazing.
going to do on a Tuesday night?
Oh,
Might as well
no,
tune in.
no. Absolutely not.
Well, we've just got a couple of minutes left. I don't know if anyone wanted to share anything before we close. Wonderful having Sakya Ras Prabhu with us, isn't it? And it's nice to see Madhvi Mataji Satyanarayan Prabhu
Yeah.
after, it feels like so many weeks.
Mm.
Yeah, too
Yeah.
long. It's been too long. Definitely missed.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to add one point actually. So there's sometimes this question comes up when we get to this part of the Krishna book that how is it Kamsa's arrested Vasudeva and Devaki again? Did anyone think of that? No, he's already arrested them. So why have they been arrested again? Because it says here that Vasudeva and his wife have been shackled in iron chains again now. So the reason is because Kamsa, when the girl was born, then he let them go. He became like soft-hearted, and he said, "Okay, I'll let you stay in your home again." They were under house arrest, what's called house arrest. So they were allowed to stay in their own home again, or rather their palace probably, but they were not allowed outside. So they were under this kind of arrest. And so Prabhupada explains the nature of demons is such that their mood changes very quickly. They go from extremes. So on one hand, he was so loving to his sister. He took her on the chariot for her wedding day. He became her driver, which is a very humble thing to do. From that to, grabbing her hair and almost killing her on the same day of the wedding. Then, being pacified and then letting them go. And then when the first child was born, he became fearful again and he imprisoned them. And then again, he let them go when the girl was born. So now again, he's imprisoned them. So this is the history of Kamsa, you see. He doesn't have a steady mind. Yeah, he acts very whimsically, impulsively. So that's again showing here. So just I wanted to add one more point on that.
Yeah, it's a very good point actually, Prabhu, isn't it? Demonic nature, the unsteady mind.
Whereas with the devotees, you can see it's still quite the opposite. Vasudeva was willing to accept any amount of torment. He was concerned about protecting his wife, his children, and the people in general. Yes. But he himself was willing to accept any kind of torture. He was so sober-minded, so steady. He accepted everything as Krishna's mercy.
Yeah.
So such is the character of a person who's the father of God. Krishna accepted him as his father. You can imagine the status that he's at, the amount of, the level of devotion and pure-heartedness. He has such a pure heart. So let's end on this note then, unless there's anyone else who would like to comment or ask any questions. Is there? On what we've read this evening? Sure. Okay, we're a little bit over time, so let's end here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
See you next week.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.